Hey guys, Danny AR10 here, and this is going to be a video response to Samuel to Geek's recent videos about basically the portable gaming handheld console market, whatever you want to call it, and kind of coming to an end or kind of being taken over by mobile phones or multimedia devices. And he's getting a lot of slack about it. Basically, people saying that it's never gonna happen. There's always gonna be more demand for portable gaming consoles than there will be for gaming on a multimedia device, a smartphone, iPad, tablet, whatever you want to call it. And I think what's the problem that's going on here is that he hit a nerve in a lot of you people out there. The nerve being mostly those people who went out and bought the 3DS at $250. Many of you may not want to hear it, but what he said is something that probably, many of you already believed, but just didn't want to hear it because you bought it at full price. You can say you're fine with paying for it at full price. You can say you're happy with it. But the point is that when he throws out these numbers and these facts talking about what the market share looks like and the fact that people use their smartphones for more than just talking on the phone and texting. And yes, the few of you who are in the minority who use your cell phones for just talking on the cell phone and just texting, that's fine. You don't have a smartphone, or you don't want to have a smartphone, or you're 12 years old, 13 years old, and you want to walk around with a portable gaming handheld that just does gaming. But most people nowadays who have a smartphone that can play games take advantage of it. He used the perfect analogy. Why would you buy a DVD player if you have an Xbox 360? Let's knock that down a little bit. If I have an Xbox 360 that's meant to play games, if I want to watch a DVD movie, am I going to go out and buy a DVD player just because the DVD player is made to watch DVD movies versus the Xbox 360, which is made to play games on it? No, you're going to do it on the same console. You're going to do it on the same device. It's a multimedia device. It does more than one thing. So those of you who are so close-minded to believe that your smartphone or your cell phone is just for making cell phone calls, you need to grow up and get with the times. Nintendo itself is looking into moving their first-party titles or start developing for iOS. Read Bloomberg. Read the news. They've already been being pushed by investors to start developing on iOS. They're already testing the waters with that Pokemon Rhythm game that's already out in the App Store in Japan. It's going to happen, folks. There's way too much money to be made in this digital distribution. Nintendo's slowly going to get away from console gaming. And believe it or not, I don't find it that hard to believe that this will be the last portable gaming console that Nintendo makes. Because slowly but surely, the need for it is going to disappear. More and more people are gaming on their cell phones, on their portable multimedia device, whatever. And it's much easier and more cost efficient for companies to make a game and distribute it digitally via App Store than to have to mass produce cartridges, boxes, manuals, cases, whatever you want to call it, ship them to retailers. For what? You can get the same quality game experience on the phone. And all of you are going to say, well, I can go and play Zelda. Let me see you play Zelda, first party title on the iPhone. That's fine. You're playing. Enjoy your 15-year-old game. Enjoy your one exclusive. The iPhone or the Android App Store, they may not get exclusives, but they get pretty darn good games. And I'll take those $40 that you give me, and I'll go buy 40 decent to good games on the App Store for my phone, and you go buy yourself your one game. That'll last you, 30 hours. What are you going to do with it after you're done? You going to trade it in? Get half the price that you paid for it? That's fine. You can do that. And I'll take my games and just play them in an endless cycle. 40 games. Even if half of those games suck, I still got 20 games that I can play and enjoy. And if they suck, you know what? They're $1. I can eat that $1, but I can't eat those $40. So you guys make the decision. If you're going to keep being narrow-minded, thinking that people are just going to use their cell phones for what you want them to use it for, that's fine. And you want to throw the argument out there about, well, you got to pay for a data plan, you got to pay for this, people who have smartphones are already paying for the data plan anyways. So why not take advantage of it and use it for more than what you can? Download games. Why not? It's there, why not use it? Why not? Video response earlier that really pissed me off was some guy who came on, sounded like a child. Most of the video responses that he gets are very childish. People don't do their research. People just kind of blabber on about nonsense. You know, curse, say the F word here, say the F word there, trying to sound cool. Then ramble on about the same, stuff over and over again, trying to make a point, trying to look cool. The point is, this guy asked, why would I buy a used iPod Touch when I could buy a new 3DS? Let me think about that for just a moment and compare the differences of what you can do between the two. Let's just say that they're priced the same. Let's say now I think you can get an iPod Touch 8GB from the refurb Apple Store for about, I think, $170, $180. And now that's about the new price of the 3DS. iPod Touch plays games. MP3 player. Video camera. Regular camera. Digital camera. Can do Skype calls. Can watch YouTube videos. It's basically a little portable computer. It's an iPhone without the talking capabilities. But you still get the texting, because when you're home on Wi-Fi, you can still use texting apps. You can use Skype on Wi-Fi to make Skype calls. So, okay, you have all those features. And then you got a 3DS. You can play games. And you can watch Netflix. That's great. Okay. I'd rather watch Netflix on my Xbox 360 in high definition. Because the 3DS has no 3G. So you're basically wound up watching it on a little 2.5, 3-inch screen in low resolution. That's great. You have it, go ahead, take advantage of it. If that's what makes you feel better about your purchase. But don't knock people because they want to buy an iPod Touch versus a 3DS. Because hands down, if this was a non-fanboy video where I wasn't going to get swarmed, or he didn't get swarmed by Nintendo fanboys or Sony fanboys, I guarantee you go out there on the street, you ask 100 people what they'd rather have, an iPod Touch or a Nintendo 3DS, more than 70% of those people will tell you they want a iPod Touch. Hands down, I'll put my money on it. I'm going to end the video because that basically sums it up. The numbers prove it. The facts show it. The 3DS sales are nowhere near where the DS sales were. And why is that? Back in 2001, when it first came out, the DS sold like crazy. The DS Lite has sold like crazy. The DS Lite XL or the DSi XL sold like crazy. Every revision of the DS has sold. Why isn't the 3DS selling? Because back in those days, when the DS first came out and DS Lite first came out, there was no iPhone. There was no Android smartphone app store. Now that those stores are coming to life and digital distribution is becoming the common, it shows you what's happening to the handheld gaming market. And it's a pattern that's going to continue. So go with the times, continue on, and start ripping people who have an opinion, where to this point it's really not so much an opinion, it's a fact that Samuel T. Geek is stating. If you don't agree with it, too bad. Learn to live with it. Suck it up. It's YouTube. Get on with your life. Enjoy your handheld. And that's it. Danny AR10 signing out.